Good morning, everyone. Hello. It is Marcy Denning here. I am not sure if I am live, so I'm just checking. And no, it is not. Oh, yes, it is. Woo, I am live. Good morning, everybody. I am just a little bit early because I was afraid that we weren't going to be going live and I'd have to do it a second time. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your day to join me. My name is Marcy Denning. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Strathroy, Ontario, Canada. And I normally am on the at 6:30 p.m. I'm just looking at my iPad, sorry. I'm normally on at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday nights. And even Monday, I said I would see you on Wednesday at 6:30. Totally forgetting that today is our anniversary, and I had already booked us dinner reservations. So I thought, oh, I better remind everybody that I'm going to be coming on earlier today. And you're going to have to excuse the rumbling. My tummy is grumbling. It's saying that I need to feed it soon. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. Please say hello. Give me some hearts if you're on Facebook. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good morning, Jeannie. Thank you for the anniversary wishes. Yes, 32 years today. I cannot believe it. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like we're still very, very young. We were married at 24 years old. It was a Friday evening that we got married at 6 p.m. So it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like that much time has gone by, which I guess is a really good thing. It means that we still enjoy each other's company. So anyhow, before I get started with crafting, I just want to remind you that the Paper Pumpkin July subscription period is now open. And the July kit is called The Adventure Begins. It is a outdoor themed, as you can see by the photo here, maybe some camping. I'm not exactly sure. They haven't given us anything other than this. And it's going to make, I think it was 10 cards. It could be 12. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. So, you can, my blog post be up in a little while after we're done here, and the subscription link to sign up with for it with me as your demonstrator is right there. Okay, so next, Over the Border with Di and Marcy, we are taking early registration now. So if you would like to get your name on our lists, Diana Gibbs in the United States. Oh my goodness, sorry. Or me here in Canada. You can be anywhere in Canada and join in on the fun with us, or anywhere in the United States, as we will ship the packages to you. We are planning right now. We have already chosen 2 of the stamp sets that we will be using, and we have to wait till obviously we can order the product in, which won't be that very long at all. We will be able to order in us demonstrators on July the 1st. So woohoo! That is another perk of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We get to pre-order our products well in advance of everybody else, as well as get our fabulous discount, and we get to connect with friends all over the world. All right, so that, and then the other day I did the kits collection. I did that fun a little smile card kit. So that is online only, and they are like while supplies last. So if you go in to order a kit online and you don't see that specific kit you were thinking you wanted, that means they have sold out. There's no back orders. What is there is what is available. Okay, so today we are creating, this is actually Brad's anniversary card that I'm going to be creating another one with you. So I am using the Count on Me again. I'm using the adorable little koalas. They're hugging and they are so sweet. The Create with Friends stamp set as well. And then the Give It a Whirl dies. Now these dies are so fabulous. Let me pull out the other sheet. I'll pull both out so that you can see. I haven't made a whirl card yet, but we've got your scalloped circles, we've got hearts, we've got just a scalloped circle, we've got a couple of different sentiment labels. Oh, oh my goodness. I did a 4.5 kilometer walk first thing this morning with my sister after I had my breakfast, so my stomach is telling me it's time for early lunch. Sorry again. And then we have these fun clouds and the stars. This here is the mechanism for the to have that spinner whirl thing on the side. Like I said, I haven't created one of these yet. So my first go at these dies was the clouds and the hearts. That alone sold it for me. And this can be found. I'm just going to grab my catalog. So I'm going to go back to my dies here, and on page 163, Give It a Whirl, it's $53. You get 21 dies in it. It is like amazing. Oh my gosh, all of these. So if you are a scrapbooker or you like to create home decor items, things like the hearts, the stars, and the clouds, wow, that is a huge selling point to me anyway, besides just being a card maker. And then, of course, the Count on Me, we used that already once. That is on page 82, and it's $30 for this sweet, sweet set. And then the Create with Friends is on page 36, and it is $23. It's a photo polymer set. So, let me now show you my card. My card was inspired by a European demonstrator that I follow on Instagram. I'm not going to say her name right. I'm positive. So Scrapgoer, SCRAPGOERE is their Instagram name. So that is, she had posted some jars and decorated the lids, and she had a fox on one of the clouds. And I thought, ooh, so this is what I came up with. So this is Brad's anniversary card. Isn't it so sweet? These two little hugging koalas are just adorable. No, there is no die for that. I fussy cut that out. So, and I don't know if it's going to show. I took a tiny bit of Wink of Stella and I went around the outside of my clouds. And here's my hearts. Two smaller, the one bigger. And then my twine is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. Yay, we have white Baker's Twine in the catalog again. And my color, besides the basic white, is the polished pink. And then look at the inside. See, I haven't filled out Brad's card yet. I know he's not watching, he's working, so I figured I was pretty good to show you guys the card before I ever gave it to him. So let's get started. All right, so I've got all my pieces are cut already, as you can see. And then what I did with the, to die cut out the clouds, I took a piece of basic white cardstock and I cut it to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I laid my clouds out on that, ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine so that I could then use it as a stencil to decorate the inside. I wanted just the very light blue clouds on the inside of my card. So a great fun idea to get even more use out of that instead of throwing that cardstock away. If you plan out and put your clouds in strategically, then you can easily use it as a stencil. All right, so let's bring in all of our stuff. So my colors are Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, and Polished Pink. My koalas are stamped in Basic Gray. I've told you before, I find sometimes that the Tuxedo Black is just too black. And then I'm coloring with my Gray Granite, light and dark, and my Petal Pink light for the inside of the ears and the light rosy cheekies. So let's stamp our cute little koalas. They are so adorable. And to me, it looks like the one koala is slightly smaller than the other. So I thought that was perfect because I am a shorter human being 5'2" and a half. I used to be 5'2" and 3/4. I have to stretch tall, have tall thoughts now to actually get to 5'2" and a half. Every single ½ inch counts when you are vertically challenged, I like to say. So, all right, so we're going to leave that for just a second, and we're going to come in with our, bring in a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to bring in my blending brush and my Balmy Blue. And I am going to, this is the inside piece, so I'm going to do my clouds, and I'm just laying it right over top. And I'm just going to hold it. It doesn't need to be perfect. Pick up some of the ink. And I seem to be very shadowy. I hope it's okay. My lighting, when I can't see, I'm not sure. Because I still cannot see on the my iPad, so I don't know what's going on. I know that a lot of demonstrators are having the same problem, so I will, as always, go back afterwards and read all the comments and respond to them, because it's being so silly that I can't see and I don't have permission. It's not showing on my iPad. And it says I don't have permission to view the content, which is ridiculous since I am the creator. It is my own page that I'm logged in on as the administrator. So anyhow, yeah, so when I was walking with my sister this morning, oh, so cute. She wanted to know if I had already picked out what my meal was going to be, and I said no, I had not. So we're going to come in, before we get finished with this, let's just come in, and I've got my love and my U ready to go, so I'm just stamping off here my Polished Pink is very juicy, so hopefully it doesn't splatter. Oh, it'll have to do. I think I'm going to have to take a paper towel and sop up a bit of that. It's a waste, but when it is so oversaturated, it's very splattery. Okay, so let's put that to the side, and now let's bring in our card front here. So that, all right, so we want to, uh-oh, did I lose one of my hearts? And I'm gonna have to die cut a second heart. I seem to have dropped it somewhere. All right, so we're gonna get more ink on here. And just bring it circular motion. I absolutely love my blending brushes, as are a lot of people, because they are, I believe they're not orderable again while they wait for the next shipment to come in. I don't think they can keep them in stock. They're so popular because they are a fabulous tool. I want a fairly visible blue background, but not so heavy that you would actually just pull out a piece of cardstock. So have anybody of my viewers here, have you been out to a patio yet? Brad and I had actually dinner on the patio at the golf course on Friday night. We just grabbed sandwiches. When we were done our round, we threw our clubs in the vehicle and then walked back up and got a table, and it was so nice. Okay, so I'm also going to just take a little bit, and I'm just going to very lightly go around. I just want just that shadow of the blue. Okay. When I booked our reservation for tonight, the girl asked, did I care where my table was on the patio? I thought to myself, it's not on my back deck. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not pulling food out of a takeout carton. I'm not cooking the food and serving the food and cleaning up myself. So I really, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. So as you can see, it's just a very, very slight size or color. All right, so let me just have one more quick peek here, and I seriously don't see my other pink heart, so let me quickly grab my cardstock and rather than fussing around, we're just going to grab a piece. I love the mini for this reason, how you can just pull it out and my heart, grab it's the littlest one here that I'm going to be using. Okay, so we're just going to put that on there. Come on. All right. And there we go. Now let's gather all my pieces so that I don't lose anything else. All right, so there is all that stuff. And now let's take our blends and color. Oh, there's the Marshall hair. He was in here this morning with me. We're going to give our koalas cute little rosy cheeks, as well as pink ears. Man, I wish I could see what you guys are saying. That just totally drives me crazy, Facebook. All right, so I'm just going to come in with a bit of dark. And just in some areas, give a bit of darker shading. All right. Okay, so now the light. I'm not doing any blending really because it's such a small area. But if you do the blush on the cheeks first, it's going to tone that down because I don't want a bright pink cheek. I just want that subtle little flush. So okay, almost. Doesn't take too awful much to color these little guys. They're just so sweet. And I'm not 100% sure. I didn't think to look up what a koala actually looks like. I'm leaving them with little white bellies. I don't really know if their tummies are white or not. But my koalas are. It's quite chilly here today. The past couple of nights and mornings have been very chilly. I'm hoping that it's not too cold out on the patio. My dad called, and when I said that we were eating out on a patio, he's like, oh, isn't that going to be a little cold? And I'm like, I don't care. I'll grab an extra sweater or bring a jacket, as long as the fact that I'm not eating at home. That's all I care. All right, so look at how quickly that was done. So sweet. And there we go. We have to just cut this down to a little bit more of a manageable size. All right. So we just come in and we turn the paper, not the scissors. And the scissors stay on. That helps avoid the choppy. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. It's not a machine. It's you with your little scissors, and smaller scissors do a better job. Those honking big blades, you can't, it's too hard to manipulate them to cut around. So I just like to always leave a little bit of a halo if I can, depending on what I'm doing, but this one here calls for, to me, a little halo. Almost. And look at that, we are done. And it did not take too much time at all. There's our sweet little koalas. So let's start building our card. We need the silicone craft sheet. I need my bone folder here to fold and burnish. And my card base is thick, basic white as always. I prefer using thick to the regular for the base. And I color on the thick. I stamp and color on the thick basic white. Okay, so come on, glue. So does anybody here, are you guys watching Sweet Tooth on Netflix? Brad and I are watching that right now. So cute, the Gus, the little boy with the deer antlers and ears. We've just got 2 more episodes left. All right, so now this is all stuck down. My koalas are popped up slightly, but I didn't pop them up with dimensionals. I used glue dots, so I don't know if it's gonna, I didn't want to super high off of the card front. I just wanted slightly raised up. So that is why I decided that having them, just building them up slightly with the glue dots was the way to go. So as always, because I'm a visual person, I like to lay everything out first to see what it's going to look like so that I get my orientation all figured out. And I actually add the Wink of Stella after the fact. So, okay, that looks good. All right, so let's grab the my glue and my glue dots. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to lift each piece up. Apply some glue. To stick them down. So when we're done the sweet tooth, we've got nothing else that we're watching. Well, tonight is Loki, so Connor was all excited. Tonight's Loki. And I said, well, I have to watch it after we get back from our dinner, if you and Danny can wait. But other than that, Brad and I don't have anything else that we're watching. Does anybody have something that they can recommend? Okay, next, this one here. Okay, one more heart. Right there. Okay, so now this cloud. You don't need a ton of glue. And scoot you up just slightly. Okay, so because the bottom of the koalas are sitting on the cloud, so we only want to, we're going to use the glue dots for all of it, not any liquid. So I'm going to put a glue dot here, get off my finger, a glue dot here, and then we're going to go and stack two together on the top here, if I can get it to stick. My door is closed, so it's getting warm in here, so my hands are getting warmer and it's getting stickier. So let's see if two is enough, depending on. There. So I don't know if my camera is going to show that it's just slight, the lift. So before I like really press it down, I'm going to just gently put my little koalas sitting here, hugging each other, and I'm going to look and see to make sure that my, when I flip it, to make sure that we're not wonky and it looks good, so I can give it a press. So there they are, and they're fairly even there on the, except for that top where I was peeling it back, on the card front. They're just slightly popped up. So that's an option to do if you don't want your card, the elements on your card, super high up off of the card, just by adding just a couple of your glue dots is going to give you a bit of a lift, so that they're up off the card front, but not like super high. And that is what I wanted, not super high. All right, so my clear Wink of Stella. And all I'm doing is I'm just coming around, and this edge here, I'm just painting. It's like the clouds, you know, the saying that every cloud has a silver lining. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing. And if I had done this before, I would have had to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, I'd be like smearing it everywhere. And like I said, it's just such a light, subtle look. But it just, in person, it's really hard to see on camera, but in person, you can see it, and it just, that extra little. It's all about those extra little details, right? And adding just that touch of Wink of Stella. It's subtle, but adds that little bit. And then the last thing we have to do okay, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I don't know if my camera picks that up or not. But trust me, it is there and it is pretty. So now we just have to create our tiny little bow. That out of the way. I did a pretty good job of my placement. Sometimes I'm way off when I make a card, but that looks pretty darn close to me. Just slight. And my original, I think, is maybe a little darker, but that's okay. No two cards are ever the same. So, bunny ear, bunny ear. I'm trying not to waste too much here, so I'm trying to go as small as possible because my bow is going to be very tiny. There we go. Give it a tug. Hold that center loop while you make your loops there. And just a smidge here. And let's see, we can go just a smidge smaller, so holding the center, otherwise it goes kind of wonky. It gets all twisty for those loops. And that, I think, is good. I just want to tighten that just slightly, so. And then pull these tails together. Snip. Oh, they're a little too long. Pull them back together, snip again. There we go. So now we need a glue dot, and these mini glue dots are a little big for my tiny bow. So what I'm doing is I have rolled it up onto my take your pick tool to make it a little smaller, and I'm going to put it right in the center because I find that it is easier to put your adhesive in that on the larger item rather than the smaller. And I'm going to just kind of fluff my bow there by pressing on those loops, and there we have our cute little anniversary card. So I hope you guys like that. I hope I've inspired you to try using some dies differently, adding them to card fronts like this. It's your own card, so you can totally put your little critters sitting on a cloud. They're floating on a cloud of happiness, right? Okay, so that is all for me today. I'm going to sign off here, but then I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for my comments because, like I said, I can't see them. So I will respond to you right away afterwards. Any questions or any of the TV show suggestions. We have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime. So we have options to choose different shows. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous day. If you have any questions at all, as always, please just reach out. I am happy to answer you and help you any way I can. All right, guys, have a great day. See you later.